The reindeer ran on and on until he was exhausted and finally stopped before a little house. In that house there lived an old Lapland woman. When she saw how cold and tired they looked, she immediately invited them inside.
"Why is a little girl riding all by herself on a reindeer?"
she asked. Gerda was too weak to answer, so the reindeer told her everything.
"Oh, you poor thing,"
the Lapland woman said with pity.
"Didn't you know that the Snow Queen has left for Finland? That's where her country house is, and you have a long way to go. At least another 100 miles.
Gerda looked very crestfallen, and the Lapland woman said kindly,
"Don't fret, little one. My good friend lives in Finland. I'll give you a letter explaining everything, and she will be glad to help you. But first, warm yourself and have something to eat."
Gerda warmed herself by the fire and ate well. The Lapland woman wrote something on a dried fish and gave it to her. Then the woman lifted Gerda back onto the reindeer's back and tied her on safely, and the reindeer took off at once. Before long, they were trotting through Finland, and soon they found the friend's house. The house had no door, but a large chimney, so they knocked at the chimney. When the Finland woman opened the door, they were greeted by a blast of heat. It was very warm inside, and Gerda soon had beads of sweat on her forehead. The Finland woman was dressed in light clothes, and she made Gerda remove all her layers as well. Gerda enjoyed the warmth and then handed over the fish. The Finland woman read the message and nodded.
"I know you have many magical powers,"
said the reindeer politely.
"Can you please give this little girl a magic potion or spell to help her defeat the Snow Queen and get her friend back?"
Kay has changed now,
she said.
He has settled down happily with the Snow Queen, and he won't leave her even if Gerda manages to rescue him. The reason is that he has splinters from an evil mirror in his heart and eye. Gerda has all the powers she needs to defeat the Snow Queen and rescue Kay. If she can't do something by herself, there's very little we can do to help her.
The Finland woman told them that they had to hurry. She lifted Gerda back onto the reindeer and tied her up. She was in such a hurry, and Gerda was wearing neither her boots nor her gloves. But the reindeer didn't want to stop. He went galloping so fast that he couldn't turn back and head over to the Finland woman's house to get Gerda's boots and gloves. The reindeer stopped only when he reached a bush with red berries. There, he set Gerda down, and she sped straight towards the Snow Queen's palace. She ran as fast as her legs could carry her. She saw a regiment of snowflakes approaching her from a distance. Gerda was sure that they'd not fallen from the sky because they were lined up outside the palace. The snowflakes came in different terrifying shapes. Some looked like bears, while some looked like knotted snakes, and still others looked like large porcupines. Gerda was frightened because the snowflakes were alive and ran towards her to attack. She prayed to God and repeated the Lord's Prayer that she'd been taught. It was so cold that she saw wisps of smoke coming out of her mouth. The smoke grew thicker and thicker and took the form of angels. The angels had spears and shields in their hands, and by the time she'd finished saying the prayer, there was a legion of angels all around her. The angels thrust their spears at the snowflakes. The snowflakes shattered into 1,000 pieces. Gerda walked on bravely. The angels patted her gently on the head, and quite miraculously, Gerda found the cold much more bearable.
Hello, travelers. What brings you here?
This girl is looking for her brother. The Snow Queen took him to her palace. We need to find that palace.
Oh, then you need to get to Denmark. I'll give you the message that you can take to the Finland woman. She lives around that part of town. She will tell you to reach your destination. But what can I use to write the message? I don't have any paper.